prepare for a groundbreaking revelation as a recent congressional hearing unveils never-before-seen footage of a U.S. military drone's Hellfire missile, inexplicably bouncing off an unidentified aerial phenomenon. The extraordinary events we just touched upon did not remain hidden in the shadows of classified reports. Instead, they were thrust into the public consciousness through a pivotal moment in Washington, D.C. On September 9, 2025, a date that will undoubtedly be etched into the annals of U.A.P history, a House Oversight Subcommittee meeting convened with a singular urgent purpose: to address the pressing issue of unidentified aerial phenomenon, transparency. This was not a routine session. It was a gathering fueled by mounting public interest, persistent questions from lawmakers, and a growing demand for accountability regarding unexplained aerial encounters. The atmosphere in the hearing room was charged with anticipation, as members of Congress and the public alike. It was during this crucial hearing that Representative Eric Burleson, a Republican from Missouri, took center stage and delivered a moment that sent shockwaves across the globe. With deliberate intent, Representative Burleson publicly unveiled a video, a piece of footage so profound and so sensitive that its very existence challenges established narratives and demands immediate attention. This was not a leak, nor was it a speculative claim. It was a formal, public disclosure of material that had, until that moment, been held under strict classification. The act of presenting such footage in a congressional setting underscored the gravity of the situation and the growing bipartisan consensus that the American public deserves greater transparency regarding UPF. The video itself, Representative Burleson explained, was not sourced from official government channels in the traditional sense. Instead, it was provided by a courageous and anonymous whistleblower, an individual who, driven by a profound sense of duty and a belief in the public's right to know, risked immense personal and professional repercussions to bring this critical information to light. The decision to come forward with such sensitive material speaks volumes about the perceived urgency and importance of this particular incident. Whistleblowers, by their very nature, operate in a precarious space. Their actions highlight a deep-seated conviction that the truth about UAP has been withheld for too long, and that the implications of these phenomena are too significant to remain shrouded in secrecy. The footage, as described by Representative Burleson and corroborated by initial analyses, allegedly depicts a harrowing encounter involving an MQ-9 Reaper drone. The MQ-9 Reaper, for those unfamiliar, is a highly advanced, remotely piloted aircraft system, renowned for its extensive surveillance capabilities and its capacity to carry precision-guided munitions. It represents the pinnacle of modern aerial reconnaissance and strike technology, making its involvement in this incident all the more significant. The video reportedly shows this sophisticated drone engaging with an orb, unidentified aerial phenomenon, an object that appears to be spherical in shape and exhibits characteristics far beyond any known terrestrial technology. This encounter, according to the whistleblower's information, transpired off the strategic and often volatile coast of Yemen, a region of significant geopolitical importance, on October 30, 2024. The public unveiling of this video by a congressional representative, sourced from a whistleblower, marks a monumental shift in the discourse surrounding UPE. It elevates the conversation from the realm of fringe speculation to the forefront of national security and scientific inquiry, demanding serious consideration from even the most skeptical observers. It lends undeniable credibility to claims that were once easily dismissed, and places immense pressure on government agencies to provide further explanations and declassify additional information. The significance of a whistleblower providing such sensitive material cannot be overstated. It suggests a deep internal conviction that the public must be made aware of these events, even if it means challenging the established norms of secrecy and facing potential retribution. This act of disclosure forces a re-evaluation of what is known, or rather, what is not known, about the advanced capabilities of these mysterious objects, and the true nature of their interactions with our military assets. The implications are vast, extending from national defense strategies to our fundamental understanding of physics and technology, compelling us to confront a reality far more complex than previously imagined. The world watches, eager for answers, as this unprecedented revelation unfolds, forever changing the landscape of the U.S. Following the stunning revelation of the whistleblower footage in a congressional hearing, attention quickly shifted to the core event depicted within. A confrontation so extraordinary, it challenges the very bedrock of our understanding of warfare and physics. The video, now widely discussed and analyzed, purportedly captures a sequence of events that defy conventional explanation, pushing the boundaries of what we believed possible in aerial engagement. This wasn't merely a fleeting glimpse or an ambiguous light. It was a clear, direct, and utterly baffling interaction between advanced human technology and an unknown entity. The footage opens with an MQ-9 Reaper drone, a formidable unmanned aerial vehicle synonymous with persistent surveillance and precision strike capabilities, meticulously tracking the anomalous orb U.A.P. The Reaper, equipped with an array of sophisticated sensors including high-resolution cameras and advanced targeting systems, provided an unprecedented level of detail on the object. The orb itself, described consistently as spherical and exhibiting no discernible propulsion system or control surfaces, moved with an unnerving fluidity and speed, performing maneuvers that would be impossible for any known aircraft. Its trajectory was precise yet unpredictable, hinting at an intelligence or a technology far beyond our current grasp. As the tracking continued, a critical decision was made, escalating the encounter from observation to engagement. Another Mk9 Reaper drone, presumably operating in tandem or as a support asset, entered the frame. This second drone was tasked with a direct strike, a move that underscores the perceived threat or the urgent need to understand the object's nature. The weapon chosen for this decisive action was the Hellfire missile. The Hellfire, or AGM-114, is a family of air-to-surface precision-guided munitions, renowned for its accuracy and devastating effectiveness against a wide range of targets, from armored vehicles to bunkers. Its deployment signifies a serious intent to neutralize or at least significantly impact the U.S. The moment of impact, or rather the lack of impact, is what truly elevates this incident from a mere curiosity to an event of profound scientific and military significance. As the Hellfire missile, traveling at supersonic speeds and designed to penetrate and explode upon contact, closed in on the orb, the expected outcome was a violent explosion. A visible fragmentation of the target, or at the very least a significant deviation in its flight path. Instead, the video purportedly shows something entirely different, something that defies all known principles of kinetic energy and material science. Upon what appeared to be direct contact, the Hellfire missile did not explode, it did not penetrate, it did not even visibly damage the orb. Instead, with an almost surreal nonchalance, the missile reportedly bounced right off the object. Imagine a high-velocity projectile, designed to obliterate, simply deflecting off a surface as if it were a rubber ball hitting a solid wall. There was no visible deformation of the orb, no flash of energy, no discernible effect on its structural integrity. The Hellfire, a weapon engineered for destruction, was rendered utterly impotent. Following this astonishing deflection, the orb continued its trajectory seemingly unaffected. There was no loss of speed, no change in direction, no indication whatsoever that it had just been struck by one of the most powerful precision munitions in the US arsenal. It maintained its inexplicable flight path with an undisturbed grace, leaving behind a trail of bewildered military personnel and an abundance of unanswered questions. This outcome challenges not only our understanding of physics, particularly concerning material properties and energy absorption, but also the very foundation of our military capabilities. If a Hellfire missile, a weapon at the forefront of conventional warfare, can be so effortlessly repelled, what does that imply for our defense against such advanced, unknown technologies? The incident forces a radical re-evaluation of what constitutes a hardened target, and whether our current arsenal is equipped to handle phenomena that operate outside the known laws of physics. The unveiling of the Yemen U.A.P incident footage sent immediate ripples through the Congressional hearing room, quickly escalating into a torrent of disbelief and urgent inquiry from lawmakers and expert witnesses alike. The visual evidence of a Hellfire missile, a cornerstone of modern precision weaponry simply deflecting off an unknown aerial phenomena, was a stark and undeniable challenge to establish military and scientific paradigms. The initial silence in the room was quickly replaced by a flurry of hushed conversations, then pointed questions, as the gravity of what had just been witnessed began to sink in. Among the most compelling reactions were those from individuals with deep backgrounds in military technology, defense intelligence, and U.P. studies. Former Pentagon officials, seasoned military personnel, and aerospace engineers, many of whom had previously dealt with classified U.P. reports, expressed a collective astonishment that bordered on bewilderment. Their expertise lent significant weight to the unfolding narrative, as they were uniquely positioned to understand the implications of such an event. Statements from these experts consistently underscored one critical point. No known US technology, nor any known technology on Earth, possesses the capability to withstand a direct Hellfire missile strike without suffering catastrophic damage. One former high-ranking Pentagon official, whose identity remains protected due to the sensitivity of their past work, was paraphrased as stating, "If that missile truly bounced off, then we're dealing with something that operates on principles entirely alien to our current understanding of physics and material science." Another military analyst with decades of experience in missile defense systems reportedly commented, "The Hellfire is designed to penetrate hardened targets. For it to simply deflect implies an energy field, a material composition, or a defensive mechanism that is light years beyond anything in our inventory or even our theoretical models." These expert assessments were not speculative. They were grounded in a profound understanding of the destructive power of the Hellfire and the limitations of contemporary defense technologies. The incident immediately raised a multitude of urgent and profound questions that demand answers. What is the nature of this object? Is it an unmanned probe, a piloted craft, or something else entirely? What kind of propulsion system allows it to move with such speed and agility without visible means? Most critically, what material or energy field could render it impervious to a Hellfire missile? Is it a form of advanced armor, a localized force field, or perhaps a manipulation of space-time itself? The implications of such capabilities are staggering, not only for defense, but also for fundamental physics and engineering. Furthermore, the incident compels a re-evaluation of the intelligence community's understanding of global technological capabilities. If this UP is terrestrial in origin, it suggests a secret technological leap by an unknown adversary that far surpasses any publicly acknowledged advancements. If it is non-terrestrial, the implications for humanity's place in the universe are even more profound. The experts at the hearing emphasized the critical need for immediate, in-depth scientific analysis of any available data, a push for greater intelligence gathering, and a fundamental shift in how UAPs are approached by national security apparatuses. The Yemen incident, they argued, is not merely a curious anomaly. It is a wake-up call, demanding urgent answers to questions that could redefine our understanding of reality and national security in the 21st century. The astonishing visual of a Hellfire missile harmlessly deflecting off the orb, UP, immediately propelled the discussion from mere curiosity into the urgent realm of national security. The implications of an object impervious to one of the most potent precision-guided munitions in the US arsenal are nothing short of profound, presenting a paradigm-shifting challenge to established defense doctrines and military capabilities. This isn't just about an unexplained phenomenon. It's about a potential threat that renders our most advanced weaponry obsolete against it, raising critical questions about vulnerability and defense in an entirely new context. If such an object were hostile, or even simply indifferent to human activity, its ability to withstand direct engagement poses an existential dilemma. Current military strategies and defensive measures are predicated on the assumption that kinetic energy, through projectiles or explosives, will ultimately be effective against any known target. The Yemen incident shatters this assumption. It suggests the existence of a technology that can negate conventional force, an impenetrable shield that could render aircraft, naval vessels, and even ground installations defenseless. This technological superiority represents a gap so vast it borders on incomprehensible, forcing defense planners to confront a scenario for which they have no current countermeasure. The very concept of air superiority, a cornerstone of modern warfare, would be fundamentally undermined if such objects could operate with impunity in our airspace. Beyond the immediate tactical concerns, the incident points to a level of technological advancement that far exceeds current human understanding. The orb's apparent ability to manipulate energy, matter, or even space-time to achieve such invulnerability suggests scientific principles yet to be discovered or harnessed by humanity. This isn't just a slight edge in material science or propulsion. It's a leap that redefines the very laws of physics as we know them. The implications extend beyond military application, challenging our fundamental scientific frameworks. How does it generate such a defensive field? What is its power source? How does it achieve such precise and effortless movement without visible means of propulsion? These questions are not merely academic. They are vital to understanding the nature of this phenomenon and, by extension, our place in a universe that may harbor such advanced capabilities. This incident also significantly intensifies the ongoing debate about unidentified aerial phenomena and the push for greater transparency from governments worldwide. For decades, UP sightings have often been dismissed, ridiculed, or explained away as misidentifications, natural phenomena, or foreign adversaries' experimental craft. The Yemen footage, however, with its clear military context and the undeniable failure of a Hellfire missile, lends unprecedented credibility to the UP narrative. It provides a tangible, verifiable event that cannot be easily dismissed, forcing a more serious and open discussion. Lawmakers, scientists, and the public are now demanding answers with renewed vigor, arguing that continued secrecy is not only unsustainable but actively detrimental to national security. The call for transparency is not just about satisfying public curiosity. It's about pooling intellectual resources to understand and potentially address this profound technological disparity. If this technology is terrestrial, identifying its origin becomes paramount for national security. If it is non-terrestrial, then humanity faces a collective challenge and opportunity that transcends geopolitical boundaries. The incident underscores the unified international scientific and intelligence effort to study UAP, moving beyond decades of compartmentalization and secrecy. The implications are clear. The world has encountered a technology that defies its current understanding. and the response must be equally unprecedented, demanding a level of openness and collaboration previously unseen in the realm of unexplained phenomena. The astonishing Yemen U.P. incident, with its undeniable visual evidence of a Hellfire missile's impotence, did not emerge in a vacuum. Rather, it landed squarely within a long and often contentious history of unidentified aerial phenomenon sightings and encounters that have spanned decades if not centuries. From the Foo Fighters of World War II to the widespread flying saucer craze of the mid-20th century, and more recently, the consistent reports from military pilots, the skies have always held mysteries. However, for just as long, these phenomena have been met with a consistent pattern of government secrecy, dismissal, and often outright ridicule. This historical context is crucial, as the Yemen video now serves as a powerful catalyst, potentially shattering the long-standing wall of official silence and denial. For generations, official government efforts regarding U.A.P. have largely been characterized by a lack of transparency, if not active obfuscation. Programs like Project Blue Book, while ostensibly investigating UFO reports, were often criticized for their dismissive conclusions and their role in downplaying credible sightings. The prevailing narrative from official sources has been one of either misidentification, hoaxes, or, in some cases, classified terrestrial technology. This approach fostered an environment of skepticism and, for many, a sense of distrust in official explanations. Information was compartmentalized, data was withheld, and genuine inquiries from the public and even some within government were often met with stonewalling. This historical lack thereof in declassifying information has created a significant credibility gap, making it difficult for the public to discern truth from speculation. However, the landscape began to shift in recent years, spurred by persistent efforts from dedicated researchers, former intelligence officials coming forward, and, most significantly, credible reports from U.S. Navy pilots encountering UTs with advanced capabilities that defied conventional explanation. These Tic Tac and Gimbal videos, officially acknowledged by the Pentagon, laid critical groundwork, yet even with these acknowledgements, a full, transparent investigation remained elusive. The Yemen incident, however, represents a qualitative leap. It's not just a visual anomaly, it's a direct field engagement with a US military asset, captured and publicly unveiled in a congressional setting. This level of detail and official presentation makes it far harder to dismiss or explain away. Consequently, the calls from lawmakers and the public for more open investigation and less secrecy have reached an unprecedented crescendo. Members of Congress, previously hesitant to touch the UFO topic, are now actively demanding answers, citing national security concerns and the public's right to know. They are pushing for dedicated UNP reporting mechanisms, scientific analyses, and the declassification of historical data. Public interest, fueled by the viral spread of the Yemen footage, has surged, with a growing demand for accountability and a comprehensive understanding of these phenomena. The narrative is shifting from, do UFOs exist, to what are UP, and what are we going to do about them? In conclusion, while the precise nature of the orb remains unknown, and its origins continue to be a subject of intense debate, this video marks a truly pivotal moment in the public discourse surrounding UP. It has moved the conversation from the fringes to the mainstream, from speculation to verifiable evidence, and from speculation to an urgent demand for transparency. The Yemen U.P. incident has irrevocably altered the trajectory of the U.P. discussion, forcing governments and militaries worldwide to confront a reality that they have long sought to keep hidden, and compelling humanity to grapple with the profound implications of advanced, unknown technologies operating in our skies. The astonishing Yemen U.P. incident, brought to light through a courageous whistleblower and unveiled in a congressional hearing, has irrevocably altered the landscape of unidentified aerial phenomena. We've witnessed the unprecedented public disclosure of footage purportedly showing an MP-9 Reaper drone tracking a mysterious orb off the coast of Yemen on October 30, 2024. The most baffling and impactful moment of this encounter was the subsequent Hellfire missile strike, which, instead of obliterating the object, reportedly simply bounced right off, leaving the orb entirely unaffected and continuing its trajectory with an almost defiant grace. This event has sent shockwaves through military and scientific communities, challenging our fundamental understanding of physics, material science, and military capabilities. Experts have openly expressed their bewilderment, stating that no known Earth technology could withstand such a direct impact without visible damage. The implications for national security are profound, raising urgent questions about our vulnerability to technologies that appear to operate far beyond our current grasp. This incident has also significantly amplified the ongoing calls for greater transparency from governments regarding UP, pushing the long-standing mystery into the mainstream and demanding serious investigation. The Yemen UP incident stands as a pivotal moment, forcing us to confront the possibility that our skies are home to phenomena that defy conventional explanation and pose unprecedented challenges. The conversation has shifted from mere speculation to a critical inquiry into advanced unknown technologies. What do you think about this video? Drop a comment down below, and if you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe to the channel and help us grow the community. Thanks for watching.